Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to show you how I skin my red fox and put him up. This is one I caught this morning. First thing I do is comb it out nice, make sure it's clean. You know, if there was blood on it, get the blood off. Sticker bushes, briars, whatever's hanging in it, get that all cleaned out. Make sure his tails. A lot of times that's where the burrs and the rocks are. Once I have them clean, first cut I do is on the front legs. Come in behind the paw, cut up to the elbow. Do that on both sides. It's called a relief cut. That'll help turn them legs when we get there. Second cut, I'll hold the tail, come in alongside the vent. We're going to cut up alongside the vent, alongside his testicles. And we're going to turn and go up the leg where the white meets the red. Right up the leg. Go all the way up to his ankle. Now pull this away here and trim off, or start separating the skin from the meat here on the side. I'll come up, I'll grab it, and I'll spin them and cut that off. Watch that tendon I cut, so that's going to want to come with it, but usually you don't want to cut that. Pull it down. I don't want to pull too hard, or I'll end up ripping it. And then I'll come back along the vent, cut down along, separating it here. All right, then I'll switch legs. I'll hang it by the other leg and do the same thing. Come in along the vent. Cut up, turn right up that color different, right where the color is different. And again, I'll work it off around the leg. Careful not to cut through on the other side. And then I cap it off right around at the ankle. Give her a pull down gently. Come in the back, cut in just where the white is there, separate that out. I'm gonna trim under the tail, get my finger through there. Where we made them two cuts up each side of the anus, we're going to connect them, cut that off. So that's separated. Come in the front, one cut across. Remove his penis. Come back to the tail. Get my tail remover. Pull the tailbone out. Take my tail zipper, I'm going to open the tail up all the way to the end. Cut off his penis. I'm just going to make sure that this neck tissue is loose here, and we're going to pull. I'm going to grab back at the tail one hand and on the belly side with the other and pull it right down over. Right down to the legs, front legs. You can see the legs coming through. Take my rebar, push it through there, just above the leather, push down. Same thing on that side, push down. I'm going to pull them legs through. Cut them off. And I'm going to trim around, just working it down the neck. I want to be careful here in the back. There's two big arteries. If you hit them, it makes a lot of mess with the blood. I take it easy there until I get past them. Give it a yank, it pulls down over the head. Trim up, separate around the ear, so here's the ears coming through. We'll just trim that up so I can get my rebar in there to remove the cartilage. That's how I remove it. Take that and I'll go right in underneath the ear. Stick it through. Just one swift motion, I'm going to yank it down. And there's your ear. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take my fingers, I'm going to put one in each eye or ear hole. Keep pressure on it. Just going to work it down. You see the eyes starting to come through. Trim around there. You'll see them peel right off. Like that. And I got some pressure on here now. Not a whole lot, but some to help it come off easier. Once I get down the nose pretty far, you can see here the lower jaw. I'll cut that off. I'll go right through my opening up against the jaw, turn the knife away from me and cut that off. I'll take my finger, go against the nose and just skin down the nose till you get to the cartilage. And I'm just going to cut it right off. Alright, once I have that done, I'm going to flesh it. Put it on the board sideways. Put it in my holder. I use a weedy flushing, the V-handle. Clean any fat or meat off of there. Always under the legs there's a little. You don't need to remove this saddle unless there's fat under it. Let that on if there's no fat under it. Just clean it up nice. Down on the leg, there's a little meat here in the legs. Do the other side, same thing. What I'll do is I'll turn them so I can do the belly and the back. meat off of there. Fat down here. Goes back. That's all the fleshing on the red fox. Now, put them on a board. Make sure everything's centered up good. Put it back in my holder. Take his tail, I'll run my finger down there, right down through, right in the end of it. And I'll just pull a little bit, stick that in. Then I'll come on either side of the tail with one pin on each side. Pull a little bit, pin it. Pull and pin it. Turn it over. Still making sure everything's centered up nice. I use 2 pins per leg. Open it up. One to each side. Pull a little bit. Cut this off. Same thing to the other leg. Keep them all about the same. And I'll trim his front legs off. Just hanging down a little bit, I'll trim that off. Turn him over, I'm going to tuck his ears in. Get a wedge board, put a wedge down the belly, and I'm going to hang them to dry some. Now, usually overnight in my garage it's about 50 degrees with the heater blowing. It doesn't take long overnight. And here's one I did yesterday. I'll show you how I turn them. Pull out the wedge board. Pull the pins out. Pull them off the board. And we're going to turn them. So what I do is just fold his nose right down in through. Start like that. Use my thumb and push it, just go around in a circle, keep spinning it. And it turns fairly easy. All the way down through. Once I have them turned, I'll give them a good whoosh, clean them up good, make the hair stand, and I'll slide them back down over the board and pin them the same way. Making sure everything's lined up and centered nice. Put them in the holder. I'll pin them the same way. Run my finger down the inside of the tail to the end. Pull a little bit and stick it in. One on either side of the tail. Flatten that out. Stick that in there. One on this side. Turn them over. Do his legs again. Two in each one. Still making sure he's centered up nice. Now I'm going to pin his ears. I'll use 3 in each ear. I'll lay them out flat towards the eye. Put one up in the tip of the ear. Do the same thing with the other one. One out the side on the right. One out the side on the other one. And then in the centers. Just like that. I'll take my wedge board and put my wedge board back in. On the belly side. Then I'll take my comb, make sure he's got all the dirt out of him, make sure he's clean. Now, you want to comb all the fur towards the head. That way as it dries, it'll dry with the hair follicles and the hair will stand up. The whole thing. Even the belly and all. Now I'll take them back over and hang them back up. And I'll let them finish drying that way. Usually 4 or 5 days in here, 50 degrees with the heat blowing every so often. It don't take long. You'll feel he'll stiffen up and it'll pull right off the board. So that's how I put up my red fox. If you have any questions, just comment down below. If you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.